Yeah. Haha. Scruffy City wins. I was going to see who is the first. Who is the first to say it? Sorry. I had to troll you this time. So, yes. Here we are. I did have to give some just allergy meds to the dogs. Nothing serious. And thought my phone was broken. No sound. All right. Speaking of dogs, do I hide the meds in cheese? No, I use these little peanut butter pill pocket things. I was turned on to these by my by the animal shelter that I volunteer at. Pill pockets, peanut butter pill pockets. He just swallows it whole. He doesn't even chew it. So Johnny says I also had sound muted. So yeah, the member stream went a little long, so I didn't have enough time to do the med thing. So I'm a little late. But I do want to give a shout out to the members because I wasn't even going to stream tonight. Was kind of bummed out and not really feeling up to it. But I did the member stream and they kind of got me jazzed up and hyped up, and you know, now I'm feeling right-minded again, if that makes sense. So here we are, thanks to the members. So give them a thanks, as I do too. So thank you, members. I do feel better. And I don't even have my chat up. Let's get some chat going. I give it a 10. If you're trolling, it's the ban hammer for him. Send it back. Oh wait, this is the wrong chat. I am on it today, ladies and gentlemen. Pop out chat. Here we go. This is the right stream. Jazz hands. Your dad barked at the same time as a random dog at my store. That was very confusing. Oh, dog. I was like, did my dad's barking? What? Those are awesome unless they chew it. Then they won't eat anything peanut butter ever again. Yeah, he just swallows it whole. The power of the horn. All right. So, yeah, been bummed out. Lots of Corydoras dying all over the place. Doesn't really matter the species. Doesn't really matter where I get them from. And it doesn't even matter if they're mine. So, apparently, all over the place, people are having issues with Corydoras. So, that does make me feel a little better that it's not just me. I want to say I'm happy to hear that, but that sounds bad, so I'm not happy to hear that. But I am happy that it's not just me. Been busy with doctors. Yeah, so get everyone caught up here. All my Corydoras, except the ones that I've gotten from Dan's Fish, are dying. I'm losing one every 2 to 3 days of every species. And it seems to be the norm now. Don't know the cause. There's no physical ailments. Like you can't see anything wrong with them. They eat. They're spawning. And they're just dying one at a time every couple days. I have no idea what's going on. But I have talked to other fish stores. I've talked to other people that are ordering, that are bringing in Corydoras, and it seems to be just what's going on right now. And I called it a couple months ago. I said, I think there's something going on with Corydoras. I think it was about 2 months ago on my live stream, if anyone remembers that. I said, I think there's something funny going on with Corydoras because they seem to just be dying off. What's the poop look like? Absolutely normal. Not stringy, no worms. It's not. There's no external parasites. Not salt. Well, his dad was in the various viruses that are about. He probably. Wait, what? His dad? I don't know what that means. Johnny says bringing in Corydoras can be rough. Yep. And I experienced that when I was actually at your warehouse in July. I do remember there being a couple tanks where you could see like every 3 days, like you were pulling out a dead Corydorum. It is rough. Like I've never experienced this. I've never bought Corydoras like I'm buying them now, but I have bought plenty of Corydoras in my time, from wholesalers, right? Like not just going to a store and buying them, but from wholesalers. And I've never really had this issue before. Something fishy going on with Corydoras. Yeah, there is. There is. All other fish, I do have other fish in these tanks. I have rainbows, tetras, plecos, fish that you would think are sensitive, all doing fine. No other fish in my fish room is dying. I have one, Bow Wow says, I have one pygmy cory I can't catch in a planted tank day 3. That's the and some YouTube while I wait. You got to do it at night while they're sleeping. Get them while they're sleeping. But Johnny, I'd be curious, like, is this something that you see every once in a while, or is this something that's been happening with you guys? Like I said, I know I saw a couple tanks there when I was there where you could see like every 3 days a Corydora was dying, but it wasn't all of them. For me, it seems also the species I've had the longest are doing the best, but I've still experienced a die-off with them. So it's like I would say, if I actually went through and looked at the dates where I bought the fish, I could probably say right around the 2-month mark is when they start to normalize and start dropping off. So I do have some species now that I've had long enough that I'm not pulling DOAs anymore. But it's just crazy. They judge the amount of COVID by measuring the amount of COVID in the water? Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. Buy from TM Aquatics. I will be getting some from TM Aquatics in the spring when he's shipping. I have talked to him, and he's gonna ship me some. Johnny says, definitely not just you. We had some since the first import at the warehouse that just die every few days. Yes, and I've talked to I was at the wet spot a couple days ago. I talked to them. I talked to one of the employees at the co-op. They're all experiencing it. And that does make me feel better, but at the same time, it doesn't make me feel any better. What's your plan next? So I'm actually running kind of an experiment. And it's an experiment that's going to make me really sad. So I've been buying my Corydoras in groups of 8 to 10, depending on the price. The more expensive ones, I only get 8. If they're a little cheaper, I'll get 10, maybe 12. Whether it's wholesale, resale, I've been buying both. My road trip down to Portland with Corey last weekend, I bought a couple of different species of Corydoras. So it really just depends on price. But I'm bringing in 25 of one species this week, and I'm going to see how many I end up with by the time it's all said and done. Any clue where they're coming from? Most of them are so I know exactly where they're coming from, and most of them are coming from the same source, the same exporters. So I can trace it down to the exporters in Brazil and Peru, and I actually have some Corydoras myself coming from Brazil here. So we'll see how that works out. If I'm paying a lot of money to ship some fish in from Brazil, and seeing if bypassing the importer and the wholesaler helps at all. I'm going to be really sad if they still just die off one at a time, because it's really expensive to ship. I'm sure you could imagine. So I'm running a couple experiments, see what happens, and I don't know. I quit doing saltwater about 25 years ago because they kept dying, except the mean damsels lived. It's no fun to find dead fish every day or two. Yeah, I'm to the point where I have so many tanks and so many species of Corydoras that I can pretty much walk into the fish room. I came in this morning and I had 3 dead Corydoras. I found in the last stream, I looked over and there was a dead Venezuelan Corydora. This evening, if I walk into the fish room, I'll probably find a Cory. And just because I have so many, I probably have 25 species of Corydoras now. I don't even know, to be honest. Wild caught and captive bred too, even a batch of hobbyist ones. It's really bizarre. Does safe have a shelf life? So I honestly, I don't know, and I've always been curious about that. Because when you first open a bottle of Safe, it is the most disgusting smell in the world. But after you've had that bottle for like 6 months, it doesn't really smell anymore. Like if you hold it up to your nose, it stinks. But you know, when you first open it and you're like holding it out here, you're like, whoa. It doesn't really have that effect anymore. So, Mitchell Broom, oh, I'm good to see you here for this. I've had it for a few groups in the past, but not really recently. But I'm not getting as many new groups nowadays. I will say one group that I haven't had any issues with, or I haven't had any losses yet, knock on wood, is the Robinet, thankfully. I didn't have any issues with the 123s I got from Dan. I didn't have any issues with the couple species of Aspidoras I've gotten from Dan. I mean, which like Candy said in the last stream, is just a testament to his fish. They're really, really solid when by the time they're ready to sell. What else? Emerald Corys have done terrible for me. I've bought them now from 2 different places, and it's just awful. I'm trying to think if there's any others that I haven't had any losses from. It doesn't seem to matter the age of the fish, because I've gotten juveniles and I've gotten adults. That doesn't seem to matter. If not, then why buy 8 pounds at a time, lifetime supply? Yeah, I'm not sure. Mitchell says, so far I've not had any issues with the Robinet, but I've only had them for about a week. Yeah, like I said, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself, but they've been really solid. Such a beautiful fish. I would have a video of the Robinet up like tomorrow, but they're in green water, so you can see them when they come to the front of the tank, and that's it. Not exactly the most exciting video ever, but as soon as, or if that tank clears up, which I hope it doesn't, then I will make a video of the Robinet. And you know what? That's such a beautiful fish. I'm going to show you. Let's pull it up on screen. I think I've pulled it up before, but I don't even care. I'm going to show it off again. Oops. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a good picture of this fish. Yeah. This is not even a good picture of the fish, but it should give you some idea. This is a really cool Corydoras. If you ever have a chance to get Robinets, I highly recommend them. It says very active too. They school pretty well so far. Yeah, in mine, I don't know if yours do, but mine, like some Corydoras, they float in the middle of the water column and they just school. They just sit there and hover, I guess is a better word than float. Please don't float on me. I don't need any more floaters. They hover in the middle of the water column. I kind of don't give them a lot of room. They're only in a 10-gallon tank, unfortunately. Or no, a 20-gallon tank, so they don't have a lot of room. But still just a really beautiful fish. Let's see. Can we find... Yeah, here's a good one, too. Come on, there's a good picture, too. A really neat Corydora. They're, you know, about $25, $30, depending on where you get them. That's pretty. They look way better in person. The pictures don't do them justice. I know it's nothing. I know it's nothing worse when it happens. It's. I mean, I'm sure there's something worse, but it's pretty bad. I know what you mean. I hope it gets sorted out. It's got to be, the only thing I can think of is it's from the source, coming from the source. My standard is about 8 to 12 Corys and a 20 long. I have a boatloads that set up. I would love to do that. The problem with my fish room is that it's only 8 feet wide. So, like, I don't want 20 longs landscape wise, because then you gotta take up so much space, but I don't want them portrait wise either, like coming out this way, because then my aisleway is only going to be like 2 feet, and I would rage in a fish room if I only had 2 feet to work with. Like, I'd be like cluster. Oh man, it would be a mess. So I have to stick with the 20 gallons for now. I did look up the 15-gallon tank. Wholesale, the 15 gallons are $50. So I can't do it. There's no justification. I can buy a 20-gallon at Petco for $25, or a 15 wholesale for $50. Like, that's That math doesn't add up. But I wish I could do 20 longs. I'm actually, I said this in the last stream, I'm going to be tearing out my office here and turning this into another fish room. And I'm going to be moving this office to my house. I'm not in my house right now. I'm in my fish room, essentially. But I'm going to be moving my live stream setup to my house. Once I get internet there, which hopefully should be within 2 weeks-ish. We'll see. I got to get a cable buried, and we'll see how it goes. I lost all my Barbatus. That was pretty brutal. But the Barbatus was something different. The Barbatus all died like right away. It was almost instant. Versus the other species, I'm getting like a dead one every 1 to 3 days. Never seen a cheap 15. I wonder why. The other one I was looking at is the 30 breeder. But the 30 breeder was like $105 wholesale. And it's like, I really like that size. It's basically a 40 breeder, but it's 6 inches shorter. And if I did 30 breeders, I could stack them 4 high because I have like a 9-foot ceiling. It's really high. But again, that's just too much. It's like I can buy a 40-gallon for $50. So just it doesn't make sense. You know, I haven't checked my Mega Millions ticket yet, but I'm pretty sure I didn't win the last drawing, so I got to go with $1 per gallon cell tanks for now. Not a normal sample size, but whenever I've brought in Corydoras, I've had acclimation issues the first few months. PHKH, JH, some Corydoras have issues. Yeah. Like I said, I've talked to multiple fish stores now, and not even local ones. Fish Room, ABQ, who's a member of this channel, he owns his own fish store in New Mexico. He's reporting the same issues with Corydoras. I was at the co-op a couple weeks ago to buy some leopard cories. No, I forget what species it was, but they were like, you know, we're losing one every couple days, so we can't really sell them. And I was like, oh man. So then I ended up buying Venezuelans instead, and I'm losing a Venezuelan like every 3 days. Like, it's like right on schedule. I'm to the point now where I can come into my fish room and I can walk right to the tank that's gonna have dead cories. I don't even have to look. That's still a good sale on tanks. Well, it's probably cheaper than what you can get them for. Temperature is the big one because of how oxygen plays a role there. High circulation salt and air is a really good method to help them out. I have lots of calcium in my water. Insanely high levels of calcium. I might end up getting an RODI and trying to figure out how to put in an RODI unit in my fish room. It would be interesting because I currently don't have water in there now, so. The word I can never say. But they're all getting plenty of air. I mean, they're all with sponge filters. We'll see. Karma says there's a tropical plant store for sale out in the peninsula. I'm interested in buying the business and incorporating aquarium plants and fish. It would be a dream to become a co-op retail partner. That would be an interesting transition. I'd be curious to see how that works out. On my pandas, I lost 5 to 6 out of the starting 8 to 10, and on my black cories, I lost 7 to 8 out of the 11 to 12 I bought. Yeah, I'm not quite there. Like, I can buy 8 and I lose about 3 to 4, so I'm almost there. I'm running about 50%. Hoon Aquatics, I had no issues with my C121 Equios and CW11 recently, but couldn't keep C153 alive from 2 sources to save my life. Cories have no scale, so they absorb any issues, don't show ick. Cories don't even get ick, buddy. They're basically immune to ick. I've never in my life seen a Corydora with ick because they have the scoots. It's like having big iron plates. Like, you can't get external parasites when you're covered in iron plates. Don't buy a business that exists already unless you're pulling it out for reasons unrelated to money. Unless they are pulling. I don't think that's true. Like, I have a feeling that you could buy a failing LFS and turn it around pretty easily. The reasons the Corys for sure get you. Like, I know I'm exaggerating, but still, it's pretty rare. You see a lot of these local fish stores go out of business, and you're like, well, duh. Like, I could see how they're operating. Of course, they're going to go out of business. Like, you look at their social media, and they have like 12 followers. Like, why are you not on social media? It's free advertising. All kinds of things people are doing wrong. Ironically, the only time I didn't have issues with Corydoras surviving was when I shipped some of mine out. All still doing well. Just stop by to say, hey, maybe finally catch a live for a minute. Wait, just stopping by to say, hey, and maybe get to finally catch a live for a minute. Life has been insane lately. Jessica, welcome to the live stream. True fish stores are notoriously mismanaged. True fish stores. I think there's a lot of times when hobbyists say, I want to start my own fish store, that have no business starting a fish store. I think Dan mentioned on a stream recently that he had issues on a swordtail variety, and they found out it was a virus coming from the source, I believe. That's the only thing I can think at this point is something viral. It's definitely not parasitic. It's not worms. I'm just gonna have to start. Like, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to come up with a plan of action. But anyways, back to my previous thought. Fish hobbyists don't necessarily make the best businessmen. My hang on back just started making a bunch of noise. And it shows, like, you know, you run into the like, you buy fish that you like, not what you can actually sell and make money on. You can get caught into buying rare fish that don't sell versus just buying like 500 neon tetras. Like I said, just not being on social media. For any business in this day and age, not to be on social media is kind of ridiculous. And yet there's so many small businesses that are just not on social media. It doesn't make any sense to me. Have you done a necropsis? No, but I'm pretty close to spending like $300 and sending one out for an autopsy. We'll see. And like I said, I've got other fish, like super sensitive fish, like Dubosii catfish in with Corydoras that are dying, and the Dubosii are just fine. The rainbows, tetras, resboras, barbs. I still have all these fish in with Corydoras, plecos. Don't have any issues with my plecos. Sadly, the artesian well has been compromised for 30 years. It's safe and all, but it's got PCBs and hydrocarbons. What? Oh, the artesian well off 164th. Yeah, I used to work right next to that, and I don't think I've ever driven by there where there wasn't like a huge line of people. I'm collecting rainwater and also pulling water out of my creek. I'm no longer using tap water. Say pyrophyton. Pyriphyton? I can't say that either, Zengender. What are you talking about? Are those Jacksons or Charvel? One's a Jackson. One's a Dinky. One's a Jackson Dinky. Bob, do you use sand in the tanks? Yes. And is it fresh or used sand? Fresh. I actually prefer sand that is totally bare. I bleach it if I reuse it. It's all I buy all fresh sand. I'm actually tearing down tanks and dumping the sand out, sterilizing tanks that are empty and things have died off in. So yeah, the sand is the I showed it on here a while ago. It's from Home Depot. It comes pre-washed. It's really nice sand. The Fish Room ABQ owns his own fish store in New Mexico. Says, I learned within the first month what I liked and wanted to see wasn't what the average consumer wanted. Yep. That's exactly it. Like, say like the biggest African cichlid fish nerd moves to the Pacific Northwest and is like, I'm going to open a fish store, and then just buys all African cichlids. Like, that business is not going to last here. Ruben Daly says, I got some Babalti tiger shrimp for the holidays, and they are stunning. Have you ever kept them? I can't even say them, let alone keep them. They don't seem to be very popular for some reason. Let me Google it. I certainly cannot say that word. Oh my gosh. Let's see what it looks like here. No, I've definitely never kept these before. They look pretty cool. Just say oofwooks. 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 Do you use pool sand? No. Or like the medium grade construction sand, play sand, and paver sand is unwashed. Where's my phone? I have a picture of it on my phone just to make it easier. Now I've lost my phone. Oh, here it is. Right in plain sight. I'll just show you a picture of it. It's $18 for a 100-pound bag at Home Depot. It is not on the Home Depot website for some reason. You can look, but I've never seen it. And every comment I've ever had is, I can't find it on the website. And I said, well, I told you it's not on the website. There it is. Blow it up here a little bit. Oh, where am I here? See if Secrete medium commercial sand. It's washed, it's cleaned. It's the same sand that Dan uses. I don't see like yeah, that's basically the only thing on the packaging. 100 pounds. Thought you used the California beach sand. So I was using lapis luster sand for a long time, but I can no longer. It's down in Seattle, and I used to work close to Seattle, and now I'm really far away from Seattle, so I'm not driving all the way to Seattle just for lapis luster sand. Thank you. Screenshot it. Yep. Like I said, you cannot find it on the website, but if you go into Home Depot, like you will, I haven't had one person say they haven't been able to find it when they actually gone into the store. So hopefully your local one will have it. And mine has like pallets, like just gobs of pallets of it. So it should be pretty common. Hobbyist might know a lot about fish they do and have kept. They fail due to lack of business skills. Yeah. I mean, we've seen a couple YouTubers shut down their businesses, right? Like John talks about this too. Like when they had their fish store. Although I bet if John and Lisa opened a fish store now, I bet it would be highly successful, just from what they've learned from running their website. So how do you like your new light? I friggin' love it. It is probably my new favorite light. And so that video I have been filming on and off for the last month and a half or 2 months. So now that I've had that light going for a couple months now, like the final version, I love it. I absolutely love it. Home Depot has quick rate medium sand, but it's more expensive. Isn't that the sand I just showed? I'm pretty sure. Medium. Lapis luster sand is pretty illegal. It's not illegal, at least not here. Matter of fact, about 30 miles away from me is a gigantic Cemex plant. You can't buy it directly from them. On their website. Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I misunderstood. Is a 75 with a stand included for $150 a good deal? Well, I mean, you can buy a new one for around that price, and depending on the stand, I would have no idea. Um, I would rather buy a new one and build my own stand. Curtis says, I love how the light fades on and off. I think that feature is so overlooked. Like, that is so amazing. Like, I turn on my Phoenix lights and boom, they just scatter. Like, all the fish just scatter, right? It just scares the crap out of them. You hit the co-op light and it just like gradually turns on. It's a pretty good feature that I think not a lot of people talk about. I do have, you know, I'm a little biased in the fact that I hate Bluetooth. So right there, that's a negative strike for the Fluval light. Like, Bluetooth, I think, is old, cumbersome, slow technology. You know, wake me up when they have Wi-Fi. Bluetooth is a joke. The app is stupid. Like, in my opinion, like, you can enjoy the app. I think it was dumb. You know, I played with the app like out of the box, and then I never touched it again. And then anytime there's an update, anytime there's a power outage, you have to reset it all, and that's just... So those are features that I personally don't care about. If you like them, then, you know, the Fluval's probably worth it for you. But I don't care about that stuff at all. And also the co-op actually has a wider spread as well, if that's a big deal for you. So really good for a 40 breeder, 75 gallon. You know, the tanks that are wider. Lapis Lesser Stain is pretty... Oh, I already got that one. So sorry to hear about all the Corys. It's frustrating. Like, I couldn't have picked a worse time to go all in on Corydoras. I'm telling you. 5 years ago when I was buying Corys, they were basically bulletproof, no issues. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's something viral going on at the exporters. I mean, we all see how they handle their fish down there. It's a mess. I finally got my Hydro light programmed. I set the WRGB hour by hour, so it's at night. It's a slow transition with more red. Yeah, just wait till the power goes out, and you had to do that all over again. Have you ever heard of Neolamprologus sex fasciatus? Of course I have. I have a chance to buy a group of 8 fairly cheap. You won't regret it. It is a beautiful little Lake Tanganyikan fish. I can't say for 100% because I've kept gobs of Lake Tanganyikans, but I'm pretty sure at one point I have kept that fish. But I know it very well. I would highly recommend it. If you get a good deal on those, get them. Jump on it. Ruben says, my dad bought a Fluval 3.0 and I will never forgive him for that. I just realized that's what's creating all my algae after having it for a year. Now, to be fair, you can't turn the light down, right? So don't just have the Fluval on full blast if it's giving you algae. But I think the Fluval at the highest mode is really like brighter than anyone ever needs. If I wanted to fiddle with an app and light wavelengths, I'd be using a legitimate grow lights, not something marked up for the Fluval name and the niche market of aquariums. I mean, honestly, you do pay a premium for the Fluval name. But I can't say it's a bad light, but it's certainly not my favorite. That's the downside. It does not save your settings. I've had to do it 3 times now in the 4 months I've owned it. I've just left it manual for like a month. That's the last time. You see, it's always gonna just end up that way. Bluetooth, man. Like I said, wake me up when it's Wi-Fi. When it's Wi-Fi, then I'll care. Bluetooth, I don't give a crap about Bluetooth. It's awful technology. My Wi-Fi, this light right here is on Wi-Fi. I've lost power 100 times. It keeps the settings like. And the other thing is, like, you don't have to wait. Like, pull up your phone, open the app. You got to wait for it to connect to Bluetooth. Wi-Fi, it's already connected. You don't have to wait. It's just open the app, turn it on and off. Do whatever you want. Bluetooth, overrated. It's a pain to adjust the Fluval. If you accidentally knock it and hit it at the bottom of the top, it could be days before you realize how much light the tank is receiving. Also, I do not like the button on the Fluval. Like... The on-off button that's like touch sensitive. I can't stand that for the life of me. To be fair, most LED lights these days is high is more than 99% of people's needs, even with CO2. I'll agree with that. To me, it's more about the spread. Like, I'd rather have spread than bright lights. But anyways, MNC Aquatics, come back next week. Let me know if you picked up those fish. I'd be really curious. They're a really neat fish. I hear the co-op 3.0 will be Wi-Fi. I don't. To be fair, like I have no idea how much, a built-in Wi-Fi. It's got to be more expensive than Bluetooth. Otherwise, I would just assume people would use Wi-Fi because it's way more reliable. But I don't know. Like I would pay a premium for a light to be on Wi-Fi. I remember doing my own DIY lights when I was 13 and setting fire to my hood. Not the neighborhood. Nice. Yeah, I think we've all been. I mean, we've never. I mean, I've done some DIY electrical stuff in my life and knocked out power to an entire apartment complex. I wasn't building aquarium lights. I was being a stupid kid, but I think we've all tried DIY lights at some point. I know I have, and it wasn't the worst. You know, you buy the $15 LED strip on Amazon, and then you get like an old T8 hood, and then you just glue them on there. But eventually, like the glue never lasts, and it's still fun though. I use Wi-Fi outlets on my pumps so I can turn them off when I feed and things. That's smart. That's smart. Some dude says, my rainbow fish breeding ponds are full of micro crustaceans swimming in the water. It's going to get down to 43 here one more day, so I don't want to add them back yet. I love that. I love going out in my ponds and just seeing all kinds of bugs just swimming around in the water. That's the best. Paul says, I love the feature of the light coming on gradually. I mean, it's pretty nice. Like, of all the things about that light, like, that is the thing that I nerd out on, is just when I push the button or, you know, the timer turns on, it's just, whoop, it's not boom, like right in your face. Mitchell Broom says, granted, I'm not shooting for grow lights, but 95% of my lights are DIY. LEDs ran off a couple central. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, my fry racks, they're not going to have Fluval. They're not going to have Co-op. They're going to have $15 LED 4-foot shop lights from Walmart. But you better believe, like, my Planet tanks or my show tanks, those are not going to have $15 lights. Those are going to have real lights on them. Also found a fishing spider in one day. I still have a frog in my fish room. I don't know how that thing is surviving. There must be, like, I know I got a decent amount of spiders in my fish room, and I don't know if that's what it's eating. Maybe it's picking off some of my guppy fry. I don't know. But somewhere that tree frog is going nuts in my fish room, eating something. I don't have crickets anymore, so it's not like crickets are running loose. It's really bizarre. I really don't know what it's feeding on, but every night, every evening, you might even hear it tonight later in the stream. He's in there and he starts croaking, but I've never seen him. Wherever he hides good because I've never seen him. And to be fair, even if I did, I wouldn't take him out at this point. Like, he's been chilling in my fish room where it's 75 degrees and some decent humidity. Like, what am I going to throw him outside where it's 25 degrees out? That would not be very nice. Do you have those water fleas, the ones that live on your floating plants sometimes? Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. Mitchell says mine are about $4 per tank. I do the rigid LED strips, so I'm not even doing the cheap ones off the shelf. The cheap off the shelf ones. Frog eating dropped. I don't know that a frog. I don't know that I've ever seen a frog eat prepared food. I mean, maybe freeze dried. I don't know. I've never seen a frog eat prepared food. Reaper from the Ohio Fish Rescue has a frog living in his plants and fish room. What shall we name it, Mr. Froggy? Well, I'm just gonna name him Bob. My stray cat that comes around that now knocks on my door. His name is Bob. I just call everything Bob. Put out a few humidity boxes to find the froggy fella. Yeah, I mean, I could, but honestly, I love the mystery of it. Like, I don't know where he is, but he's in here somewhere. Although I have been moving out a lot of tanks. I'm about to pull out a couple more racks and replace them with different racks, and so I hope he doesn't go outside with one of those. Bob, is there by chance someone could buy? Yeah. A good call there, Zenny. I did fail that one, didn't I? I am not a robot. Gotta get my affiliate link. Oh, somebody bought some Emperor Tetras. All right. All right. And they saved 10%. Look at that. Bye. I'm even gonna yell at you. There. I'm yelling. Oh my gosh, I just removed it. Can I control Z? No, it doesn't work. Okay, let's try again. How did I just delete that? All right. Version 2.0. There we go. Pin message, not remove message. There you go. Springtails, the ones that hop. Yeah. He's talking about springtails. I have springtails all over the place because I have springtails in my reptile tanks, my terrariums, I guess. Reptile tanks sound weird. My terrariums. Reef the Sea Forever says, I also have 3 albino cories, and it looks like I'm going to have eggs soon with these storms and the weather helps. That's good news. Just got home now at Olive Garden listening while we wait. Unlimited bottomless breadsticks. You should get me some and bring them up here. Do we have a fish of the week? Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble. Not only did I not share the link, I did not pick a fish of the week. Let's see what's new. What could we do that's exciting? Johnny, I'll let you pick one. Why don't you pick one, buddy? Ooh, gold roseline barbs are back in stock. I do like a good Steenfott ornatus, the rainbow goby. Johnny, we'll let you pick one. I love when cories showing spawning behavior and chase each other around the tank. One thing I learned today is that Aspidoras can be really big jerks. I have one Aspidoras, like you can even see it in the video if you look closely. I know it's a light video, but if you actually look at the fish, there's literally an Aspidoras running around on the back, just like clamped onto the back of a Tetra. And the Tetra is like going crazy, and the Aspidoras is just like right. I don't know that it's hurting it. It's like he's just got it lassoed, and he's like riding it around like a bucking bronco. I don't know. It's in the video if you pay attention. You really got to look closely for it because it's so small. Glass headstanders. Ooh. I do like me some glass headstanders. You guys have some pretty interesting headstanders there every once in a while. Let's pull it up. Oh, I should probably switch this over, huh? No, not that. Here we go. All right. Here we are. Let's find some headstanders. And I'm yelling still. Okay, standers. Did I not spell that right? No, apparently not. Standards. How about just glass? Can we go glass? There we go. Oh, baby. They're even on sale, folks. The glass headstander. Why didn't it pull up from headstander? That's how I spelled it. Interesting. Coming from Guyana, the Essequibo River Basin, coastal rivers of Suriname. They are harvested from nature. Get around 4 inches. They're pretty good size, as you can tell. I saw these when I was there. They had some, and they're pretty neat. These are vicious-looking fish, but they don't get big enough to eat most fish, although they're called headstanders. They're actually not related to true headstander genus. Chilados, chili. I don't speak Latin. Setup considerations. These guys like to be in groups and hang out along the bottom of the tank. Driftwood rocks are appreciated. Specific care requirements. These guys are scale eaters. So a species-only tank might be advisable. Ooh, scale eaters. Let's see. Do we have any teeth? These guys have gnarly teeth. That might be the best one. Yeah, that's going to be the best one. Can we make it bigger? That's about as big as we can get it. That's what she said. Can't really see the teeth, but if you watch my 2-hour video, you'll see the gnarly teeth they have. They're not like a foot long or anything, but they're still pretty cool. It's neat to see like jaws on small fish. At least I think so anyways. Did I get over the zonkey? No. How could you ever get over a zonkey? I still want one so bad. I just watched a video of a zebra like chasing a cheetah and trying to kill it. Like that's the kind of animal I want. Terracins are basically piranhas. I mean, that's true. That's pretty much true. All right, so head on over to Dan's Fish and get some Vita Meta Vegemin. That's Vita Meta Vegemin. It's so tasty too. I bet there's not a single person in here that gets that reference. Okay. Break time's over. I'm back. Scale eaters. Kind of like Malawi eye biters, or they eat eyes. They eat scales. Even black skirts are like little piranhas. Michael says, back in the 70s, I started using a couple night lights or red lights in the fish rooms when lights turning off over... Wait, when lights turning on over a 10-minute stagger to avoid spooking the stock. Oh my gosh. For everyone who's about to say, I love Lucy, I love you so much. You have no idea. Vita Meta Vegemin. That is one of my all-time favorite shows. You guys are all now my best friends. Ugh. I Love Lucy. Such a fantastic show. Yeah. I Love Lucy. My rhinocentris I got from Dan's back in October are just now starting to color up. Before now, I was worried they were all females. Pony girl. All right. I'm so happy. You have no idea. No idea how happy that makes me. Like, not enough people in today's day and age have seen I Love Lucy. That episode and the episode they go fishing. Oh my, such, cinematic masterpieces. Lucy got sauced. I used to think her name was Lucy Oball. Oh man. I have the entire series on DVD. That's how much of a nerd I am. Every single season. Including the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour. Grape Stomping was a good one too. Definitely a good one. Matt says I've probably seen each episode. Basically, like every comedic sitcom is a copy of if you want to see like original TV, like I Love Lucy had basically the first of everything. Lucy at the Chocolate Factory. Oh, it's so good. So good. Anyways. We need to have a I Love Lucy watch party. You know, we can make that happen on Discord now that I'm actually on Discord once a week versus never. Matt Nisi's probably yelling at me on Discord right now. Do you keep popping out at parties? Are you unpopular? Oh man. Watch your co-op light video today. Awesome. When done? When you done, Bob? Yeah, but Discord sucks. It does suck. Well, when am I done? 7. If you're talking about the live stream, 7. If you're talking about my life, 2061 is the year that I die. If I were going old school TV, Carol Burnett. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, that's good too, but I mean, I Love Lucy is the GOAT. It just is. Matter of fact, that's what I'll be watching. That's what I'll watch tonight, I think. A little I Love Lucy. To keep popping out of parties. It's so good. Anyways, somebody buy some head standards. I really need to set up Discord. I mean, you're not really missing anything. Writing out on Haley's comment. Yup. I'm out of here. You got some splaining to do. I can't do his accent for all at all. Like, not even close. Jessica Bryant, member for 5 months. Thank you so much. Says Lucy is GOAT. Yeah. I mean, Andy Griffith. I mean, I still watch Matlock, so I'm like 93 years old. And yes, I watch Matlock. Is anyone streaming after this? I believe so. I believe there's probably a couple people streaming right now. And it was as well as a couple after me. Let's see. Who dares stream at the same time as me? Let's look. We must crush them. I'm going to destroy them. I'm pretty sure Alex goes after me. I don't know if he still does. I know he quit for a while or changed days. So if he's still here, he will have to clarify. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, Green Acres is the place to be. Matlock, Perry Mason. I'm biased. I grew up watching Matlock with my grandfather, so you know. We adopted a goofy foxhound. Kids named her Lucy. Fish Topics live stream is all I seem to watch these days. Fish Topics? Like, are you talking about live streams that are about fish? I assume. That shower was legit. What? I'm confused. I want a foxhound. I mean, I want like one of every dog. What can I say? Sparrows, if you're saying you only watch fish live streams, I don't know what to say to that, but that's pretty neat, I guess. That's pretty neat. Okay. To tell different sexes of rads, look at the rear end of the dorsal and anal fins. Males have pointed ends. Females have curved ends that connect to the body. There you go. Some dude dropping some knowledge. Some dude in the stream dropping some knowledge for us. Okay, another old school one. Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason. We had a red tick named Lucy. That's a good name. I planned on getting a red iguana and naming it Lucy, but that never happened. WKRP in Cincinnati. James says, dang, I'm feeling old. I grew up watching all these programs when they originally came out. I wish. This is the best live stream, if you say so. Flipper and Gilligan's Island. So Gilligan's, I can't believe Gilligan's Island was only on for 3 years. It seems like it was longer than that, or maybe I'm just misremembering. But yeah, only 3 seasons of Gilligan's. It seems longer. Did I watch Airwolf? I don't even know what that is, so I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. MASH is my favorite. I tried to watch MASH the other day, and I was just like, eh. Maybe it wasn't a very good episode, though, to be honest. WKRP's, man, I haven't seen that in like 30 years. I'm streaming your stream. Okay. I'll be sure to send you that copyright notice right away. I swear there was like 8. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, see? Of Gilligan's. Yes, there's only 3 seasons. Well, 3 years. So I guess technically there could have been 4 seasons, but it was only on air for 3 years. Gilligan Movies, yep. The one where they got saved. Wings is like low key really good. I love the crossover character of Norm and oh man, he's my favorite character too. Starts with a C. What? Cliff. Norm and Cliff are on Wings. That was such a good episode. It does have almost 100 episodes though. I guess that was back in the day when like, now we're like a show season is like 8 episodes. It's ridiculous. Back then it was like 30, 32. Get smart. All right, man. All right. We're talking TV shows, not fish, I guess. Don't get mad at me when you're rewatching this and we're talking about TV shows. I'm just giving the viewers what they want. I always get one person that complains, and then I ban them. I've been banning so many people lately; it's ridiculous. I've lost all patience for people that don't bring any value to my life in their comment. If there's even a hint of negativity, before I would just delete it. Now I'm just banning everyone. Bringing out the ban hammer. Will Fakata Rainbows play nice with Peacock Gudgeons? Absolutely, Jim. And that is such a good pairing of fish. You have, obviously, Peacock Gudgeons are insanely beautiful fish, right? If you can find a good quality strain of Fakata, one, I would say congratulations, and where did you get it? But if you can get Fakatas that actually stay alive, that would be a really, really good pairing. Susan says, I love all the shows mentioned. You don't know Wings? Oh man, Wings is like so chill, but so funny. Yeah. Hint of negativity, you say? You've literally never had a negative comment, so I don't know what you're talking about. Wings was a USA series, right? I know reruns were on USA, but I don't know. No, it was NBC, right? It was the same network as Cheers because they're crossing over. They cross over characters. So I think the reruns were on USA, but it was originally on NBC. What happened to my Corys? I hate telling people to do this, but you're gonna have to rewatch from the start because it's like a 20-minute, at least 20 minutes. I went over it. Cliff notes. I'm losing about 1 to 3 Corys a day, and I don't know why, but a lot of other people in the hobby from all over the U.S. are as well. So there seems to be an issue somewhere in the supply chain. Who played Lowell Mathers? I never remember that guy's name, but he was in like Easy A with my wife. She said he was just really great to work with, by the way. Emma Stone being my wife, you know. Yeah, sorry, Reef. We were into it for like like we talked about it for like 20-30 minutes. So, yeah, just losing a lot of Corys. Yes, Thomas Hayden Church. I don't know why I can never remember his name. Well, I mean, I know why, because I have a terrible memory, but fine, I'll delete the stream, just trying to have fun, and maybe I'll just stream. Oh, were you serious? I don't even know. Like, I've never copyrighted anyone, dude. I'm just kidding. He was in Spider-Man 3. I think when one of my first streams, I was basically restreaming. Oh man, who was I? I was restreaming someone one time, and it was only because they ran late into my stream. So I was like, well, let's just watch her. And oh my gosh, I cannot remember her name. The Betta Fish. What is her name? She's a school teacher. What's her name? I can't remember. Again, terrible memory. It's a Cory conspiracy. I agree. Alex says I could listen to Emma Stone read the phone book. Hey, be careful what you say about my wife. All right. Audra, I'll tell her. I'll call her up right now. No, not Kasha. It's this was way before Kasha. Oh, I'm even friends with her on Facebook. How does that sound? I'm the worst. Or maybe she unfriended me. I haven't seen any of her posts in a while. She's like knows the most of anyone about bettas. How can I not remember her name? She travels the country giving talks on bettas. Oh my gosh. It's just one of those things that's going to come to me at like 3 in the morning, like always. Okay, I give up. Simply Betta Taylor, no. Way before that. I could just look on my... Let me just look on my channel because I have it out. It's the thumbnail of the live stream, so I'll just look. This is like really old school YouTube right here. Really old school fish tube. How do I sort this by date? Here we go. Inglorious Bettas. Oh my gosh. Inglorious Bettas. It's my thumbnail. The thumbnail of the live stream is me restreaming Inglorious Bettas live stream. This is like 2015. I'm talking like old school. Well, there's like maybe five streamers total. Yep, she did a talk for the co-op. Nobody does it better. You better not do that. Oh, the betta jokes. Is there glycol added to the water to stop it from freezing in winter treatment plants? Could be killing Corys. I honestly have no idea. Sorry, betta girl wasn't enough for me. Susan says, yep, old fish tube. Old fish tube. Curtis Schindler, I feed lightly because they have likely not been fed for a while. What? How much do you want for the koi angels? You can't be talking to me. Oh, anyone have any nice koi angels? Oh, I see. Betta boop. Betta boop. Jessica Bryant says, I just inherited 2 15-year-old 11-inch plecos. Currently my 75 by themselves. Any tips? Not exactly the fish I was planning on. My best friend's dad left them to me. What kind? Are they just common plecos? If they're common plecos, my advice is do lots of water changes because they poop a lot. Those jokes don't fly in Minnesota. I don't think they fly anywhere. Let's be honest. This is an easy question. Old school TV trivia. What TV couple was the first couple to not have separate beds? It is obviously Lucy and Desi. They were also the first to have a kid on, to give birth on TV. They were the first to do that. Jeanne, yes, Jeanne. Thank you very much. I'm gonna see if she's still friends with me. She might have unfriended me. I haven't talked to her in like years. Let's just see. I hope she's okay. Okay, we're still friends. Yay. She's one of the nicest people ever, too. That's what's great about it. She's like just super nice. You thought it was the Brady Bunch? Nope. Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. I just inherited... Oh, Did you? Oh yes, common. Thought it was Brady Bunch. No, it is 100% I Love Lucy. Unless you're talking about, I don't know if the Flintstones were first. I don't know about cartoons. Did you answer me last live stream? Do you have any chilithrinas you might want to get rid of? I know I have chilithrinas that I'm getting rid of, but I don't have like 8 of them, right? I have like 1 or 2 of these, 1 of those, one here, 1 there. Like it might be Flintstones. Like I don't know about cartoons. If you're saying Flintstones, then yeah, I believe you that you're right. But like as far as like live living people, it's I Love Lucy. I have driftwood for them and the algae wafers they came with. Only had them for a few days. How much do I feed these beasts? So they're gonna get even bigger. So just be prepared. Feed them a lot. I would recommend like cucumbers. I wouldn't do rapashi because rapashi is really expensive. But get yourself some French cut green beans, cucumbers, and yeah, they should get around like 15 inches. They might be stunted. I don't know if they were in a small aquarium before that, but they're gonna get big. They're gonna eat a lot. They're gonna poop a lot. Just be prepared. Keep an eye on your water parameters. I don't know what other fish you have in there, but you could start getting some nitrate spikes. I'm gonna go live after you, reacting to Joey's last video. What's his last video? Did something happen? The video from 5 days ago, I see. Oh, stop talking. Don't copyright me. Monster puffer tank? That doesn't really seem like much to react to. I got a Fahaka puffer. Let's react. All right. I mean, you can react to whatever you want. Can I add some of that rapashi just to my water, or do I have to cook it? No, you can throw it in right as it's a great fry food. Throwing it in the powder, really good fry food. Bob, I lost a Cory a month ago, but I had moved them from another tank. Lucy and Daisy's son was actually born on the day the birth episode aired. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, they're true pioneers. Nathan says, I have a homemade light. I used a 24-inch black light fixture in a bulb for veggies. Lucy Day's son, I got that one. All right. Whew. One of the Corys I bought from the wet spot, like I knew that was going to die. It was obvious, but I still bought it. And hope for the best, but still lost it. What did I buy this last weekend? I got Corydora napoensis, which I've never kept before, so that was pretty neat. And then the other one that was cool was Corydoras simulatus. Uh-oh, Nathan has a $50 co-op gift card. What are some must-haves? I have Curl Flake, Extreme Cichlid Pellets, a sponge filter, and some stickers. Is that like what's in your cart right now? Or is that like what you already have so you don't need to buy that right now? How old is your oldest tank setup? Nothing. Like I just moved to this fish room like a year ago, so I don't have any old ones. Could I use crested gecko powder for fry food? I mean, you could certainly try, but a lot of that stuff is going to be fruit-based, not veggie-based. So I don't know how well it will be received. So just keep that in mind. Oh, in your cart? Krill flakes are definitely a must-have. Oh, man. maybe some plants. Like you got to get a plant or two. I don't know. Maybe you're not into plants. I don't know. But my last order, I ordered yesterday, and I threw a plant in there just because I feel like I got to get at least one plant. The biggest neon tetra I've ever seen was probably about 1.5 inches. Nothing crazy. Susan says, Bob, I've enjoyed your posts on Facebook page lately. Love all the info on the new light video too. Yeah, I've been away, so I haven't posted in the last 2 days, I think. But the Facebook group is doing pretty good. Lots of activity so far. Well, I don't know about lots, but definitely more than I expected, which is really neat. I love when people go on there and share pictures of their tanks and fish. So it's pretty cool. I like it. Why not community flakes? I don't even know if I've ever used community flakes. I've used krill flakes a lot, and my fish love them. So I don't know. I like if I was to go and I had to pick one now, I would get krill because I know my fish like it. That's all. I'm sure community flake is just fine, but I don't think I've ever used it. Or that other one where it's like, what's the other one that's like a mix of I don't even know. I mean, the krill flake is amazing. Like, I don't have a need to deviate off of that. Pecco and Parchment will do 50% off plants that are not retail worthy, but you can save them and get half off. Yeah, Home Depot, Lowe's, like all of them will have plants on sale. The longfin neon tetras that Jason at Redfish Bluefish had were super pretty. Sure, not a fish for me though. Deb says krill flakes for the win. Yeah, I even love the way krill flakes smell. Like, maybe I'm a weirdo, but I love opening that can of krill flakes and like, that is some fresh fish food for sure. I love it. Wait, what? I've been checking my Facebook like it's 2009. What? Oh, man. Is there a way to check like when you started your Facebook account? I don't know. I'd be interested to know. I think I started mine in like 08, maybe 09, 07. Who knows? Honestly, I'd be more curious to know when I started my Facebook page. Not Facebook, MySpace page. I would get plants, but the LFS has them at least half price. I've heard great things about the krill flakes, so yeah, they stay. Yeah, I get plants that I just like to get plants that I don't have. Like I bought one pot of Hydrocotyl Japan because I don't have any. So yeah, when I order, I just buy like one plant of something I don't have just to have it. But I also don't have an LFS, so I don't really have a choice. I can second the cleaning sponges. What? What was the longest time I had a single tank set up? Oh gosh, I don't even know. Not like crazy long, maybe like 5-6 years. It says on your profile, I started April of 2009. Does it? How do I get to my own profile? I'm good at Facebook. Oh, February 2008. All right. I win. Anyone before February 2008? Or do I win? Oh, MySpace. We were all little coders. All had the stupid banners, the stupid songs that played. Yeah. Any tips on stopping shell dwellers from breeding? Take out the shells. That'll do it. It's almost impossible to take them out without taking the fish out, but yeah. You could also feed less. Feeding less will prevent them from spawning. About to try the community crave. Oh, that's the one I was talking about. But a big fan of the krill flakes. My fish love fluval bug bites too, so I mix that in. I probably have like one of every type of food in my fish room. Matter of fact, I think I had a pile of fish food in my last video, like in the background, and that wasn't even close to all the food I have. And I've got some foods that are like being tested from Extreme right now that I can't talk about, but just did. So I don't know. Maybe I'm in trouble, but I just got a ton of different types of food. Reef and Sea Forever says I have some salt and pepper Corys for sale or trade. Let me know. It's halftime, so what's the score, Nancy? Nancy B in Tennessee, give us a score. Are the horny toads winning? I hope so. Leslie says I like the way Rapashi smells, but I think it's just because it reminds me of the first time I mixed it. It was a good day. I thought you were gonna say because it reminds me of the first time I cooked. The first time I started cooking food. MySpace before Facebook, but 1991 AOL chat. Yep. No one can beat February of 2008. Someone's got to beat that. I didn't hop on Facebook till way after everyone. Oh, right here, Jamie. I started my account in 2006, but I deleted it a couple years ago. Oh, then that doesn't count. That doesn't count. No. Disqualified. Disqualified. I would get plans for the... Oh, okay, I already got that one. What about like the co-op fry food? Man, I was just perusing their site yesterday when I placed my order. What maybe some meds? Are you okay on meds? I also ordered a bottle of the glass cleaner because I lost mine. So I don't know, maybe you need some chemical-free glass cleaner. I will say the co-op nets are pretty sweet. I don't know if you're in the need for a net, but the co-op nets are pretty nice. Way better than your average $5 net. Let's see. What's like the most obscure thing I can find? What about an auto feeder? I love their auto feeder. That takes up half your gift card though. It's $25. Score is pretty embarrassing. 38-7. Oh, that is embarrassing. I'm gonna guess that the horny toads are not the 38. My first profile photo was uploaded in October of 2007. You weren't even born by then. Don't lie. I don't see mine on mobile, but I feel like I've been on longer than that. The horny toad's getting destroyed, huh? Oh yeah, they're getting dominated. Holy smokes. Why even watch the rest of that game, Nancy? Like, what's the point of watching the rest of it? It's going to be like 60 something to 10. No, I'm not okay on meds. I was also thinking those algae scrubbers. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing either. I have a whole pack of those myself. Bobby from Missouri. What's up? Been a while, but I'm back. I remember when you needed a college email for Facebook. I'm pretty sure we're the same. No, everyone is either older than me or younger than me. There's no one that's the same age. That's how it works. And you know, technically that is like 100% true. Get the snail catcher wand if they have it. Snail catcher wand. You know what I call a snail catcher wand? Dwarf chain loaches. Next time I place an order, I'm getting some dwarf chain loaches because I've got snails getting out of control. And I'd rather them be food than to just crush them and kill them. Plus, I wouldn't mind breeding some dwarf chain loaches. It's a win-win-win. I already got lots of extra parva. I will say, so I just got an instant message from an inside scoop from the co-op. Says, was going to say you should buy some crypt parva right now. There's only about 30 or so left, but they are the biggest ones we've got. Biggest ones we've ever got. There you go. If you're in the market for some crypt parva, they're the biggest they've ever been at the co-op right now. Use the snail catcher to transfer snails to the pea puffer tank. Now that is genius. I'm sure everyone knows about that, but I don't know. That just seems pretty genius to me. You sure there isn't someone in some sort... Wait. You sure there isn't someone in some part of the world that was born on the same day and time as you? I'm positive. There wasn't 8 billion people here when I was born. There was about 100 million. So the odds are in my favor. Total domination is fun. Oh, so you're a Georgia fan. Okay, then that is fun. I agree with you. I have some yo-yos and some cats that eat snails. Why are you feeding snails to your cats? That seems weird. I'm going to go look at that crypt. It's a really nice crypt. So it is, here's a fun factoid. It is the smallest species of crypt in the world. It's a really cool carpeting crypt. Granted, it takes like 200 years to carpet, but it's a really cool plant. It is one of my favorite crypts, if not my favorite crypt. Crypt parva. Probably already sold out since I said that. Ooh, buy 4, save 15%. I mean, $10, you got to get just one. You got to get one. If you don't already have this plant, I would say it's a good plant to have. Hey, Alex asked to join my group. Approved. Thanks, buddy. Where the heck is Zen Ginger? Zenny. Where is Zenny? Where is old Zenny? Yo-yo loaches and catfish. I got my house cats. I'm feeding snails to my house cats. Big crypt parva is an oxymoron. Kind of. Not totally, but yeah, I get it. I get it. You'll have to let me know, Nathan, if you got it, because I'm telling you, it's a sweet plant. For just a small little green plant, here's what I like about it. Versus like other small carpeting plant, it's way more durable. Oh, excuse me. And by that I mean like other fish can't hurt it, can't damage it as easily because it's a small, thicker leaved plant than like a hairgrass or a microsword. Just a bit more durable if you have a bunch of like bottom dwellers. What's the link for this group? It's not on his... It is on my FFL. As of last week. Zenny put it on there last week. It should be on there. Let me look. Oh, it's not on here. She told me she put it on here last week. What a liar. What a liar. Dang, old Zenny losing her mind. It looks amazing planted in the front of Pink Flamingo. I went to the co-op last Wednesday, and I was sitting there looking at Pink Flamingo in the store for like 15 minutes, and I was like, I really should probably buy one of those, but then I didn't. So I kind of regret it. It's kind of a long drive, and I was like, you know, I drove all the way down here. It is? I don't see it on there on mine. I got YouTube, I got Dan's, I got co-op, I got merch, and I got my outdoor channel. Oh, up here on the top. Yeah, okay, I see it. Never mind. Never mind. Yep. I was looking in the actual, like, or it shows all the links down in the middle. I thought that's where it would be. Zen Ginger, you almost got fired. You're so lucky. Almost got fired. I got moved into the changes I'm making. All right, what else have we got going on here? I never saw Steenfott as a Facebook person. The only tank that wasn't overrun with snails is the one with my Pictus cat. Did a search and they found out they eat snails. I mean, yeah, loaches aren't the only fish out there that eat snails for sure. Slice of cucumber will do the trick. Yeah, I mean, it won't get all of them, but it'll get like 90% of them. Definitely. Regina Phalange says, I love my parva. It grows slow, but it's bulletproof. Yeah, it's just a great plant. Highly, highly recommend it. Nathan, if you're still here. What's the coldest temps you can keep white clouds in? Really, really cold. I don't know an exact number, but I can tell you that my white cloud pond has frozen over to like 6 inches of ice, and it doesn't bother them at all. So, yeah, really cold. Really, really cold. Well, I guess that would be pretty subjective. For me in Washington State, I say they can go really cold. Maybe in like Michigan, really cold is a lot colder than it is here in Washington. I don't have that plant. I really want the 60 count root tabs, but they are sold out. Oh, they better start packing some more root tabs then, huh? Can't be sold out. I don't know if they pack their own root tabs. I'm just making that up. All right. Oh, time to slouch. You're in North Carolina. I would say you're no problem keeping them outside year round. Shouldn't be an issue at all. Last year we had like the coldest winter we've had in a very long time. Matter of fact, like 3 weeks ago, it was 3 degrees here. Yeah, no problem. They did just fine. I will say, when it got 3 degrees and the my pond thawed out after it warmed up, I did find a dead. What was it? It was a dead zebra loach. So somehow I missed a loach that I had out there, and it wasn't like, it looked really fresh, like it had just died. Now it could have been frozen, but that it was frozen for like 2 weeks, which means it still made it pretty dang cold, which is kind of surprising because they're kind of a warmer water species as far as I know. Just bought my first crypt in years in a pot with rock wool. I buried the pot. Was this the right thing to do? I don't like keeping them in rock wool. I do have my tank that you saw. If you watched my video last weekend, like all those plants are still in a pot in rock wool. That's just like my holding tank. That's not like an actual tank that I planted. So I don't like planting them in pots myself, but a lot of people do. You know, it doesn't really hurt anything. I would say if you have bottom dwellers that like to dig and scratch like plecos and things, that might be a problem. As far as like if they get in that pot and start scratching out all the rock wool, it's going to make a mess. But that's pretty rare for that to happen too. Don't want to lose the non-existent paycheck. I'm in North Carolina. Mr. Maldo, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. My Eco light just arrived for my 75 Woot Woot Aquarium Co-op light. Awesome. Finally found my Facebook joined date, September 2005. You might win. You might win. That's probably the winner right there. I cannot beat that. Yeah. JD, you win. JD wins for sure. I didn't even know it was around. When did it even come out? I don't know why I'm spending so much time on Facebook, but I'm curious. When did Facebook start? Sure. Launched the Facebook on February 4th. Oh, it used to be the Facebook. I totally forgot about that. The Facebook. February 4th, 2004. Are there any 2004 babies here? Any 2004 Facebook babies? I think you can actually look when people joined, right? Let me see. What's your name again? Let's see. Oh, no, I don't think you can see when other people joined. Never mind, I lied. Maybe not. That's kind of weird. Why not? Why not show that? Renita says, yay, mine is arriving this week. You're going to like it. I know you're going to like it. Scruffy says, July 2010. You're a youngin'. A youngin'. I only got on it after my little brother got on it and my parents were worried. That's kind of funny. I was a holdout. I'm like, I'm not going to join Facebook. I'm on MySpace. I don't need 2 of this garbage. But then there was only like kids left on MySpace, and I was like, well, now I gotta change. My youngest daughter was born in 04. Wow. I don't know why I said wow. Just came to me. I think you can see when other people joined. I thought you could too, but I'm not finding it. I don't know. It's probably like a security setting. Like some people have it turned off somewhere. I don't know. Remember GeoCities? Yeah. Yep. Was never a fan. Never a fan of GeoCities. I did use Netscape for a little bit. If anyone remembers Netscape. You have to look at your own account. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. All right, we are back. We are back. Remember Farmville? Unfortunately, that's all my mom would talk about for like a year. Ugh. AOL chats were the beginning for me. Anyone, you know what was the beginning for me? Windows 3.1. That was my beginning. Windows 3.1. Okay. Favorite drink? Water. I'm boring. Where's the banana song? I was late. Did you play it at the beginning? No, I ended up with 6 copyright infringements on that stream. So yeah, we can't play that song anymore. That was all the money on that stream went to the owners of the banana song. So congratulations, banana song owners. You got all my money for that stream. CompuServe, I still remember when dial-up used to talk back and forth. I think Windows 95 was my first. I like Windows 95. DOS 3.3. Punch cards. We used punch cards in our computers. Got a bottle of water now. Yep, good old-fashioned lemon water right here. I think I just swallowed a lemon seed. That's all right. I'll grow a lemon in my tummy. In my tummy. Wow, jerks. Well, I mean, it's all automatic. Like, there's nothing. It's 100% automatic. I remember upgrading from MS-DOS to Windows 3.1. I like 3.1. The good old-fashioned 3.1 with some good old-fashioned Oregon Trail. Those were the days. I scare my daughter by telling her tales of Ask Jeeves. I wouldn't be surprised if that's still a website. AskJeeves.com. Potential security risk. You know what? I'm going to go for it. Let's see what happens. If my computer shuts down, it was Jeeves. I'm going to accept the risk and continue. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ask Jeeves is just ask right now. Oh, good one. Ask Jeeves is just ask. Ask. Oregon Trail. Oh, the horrors. Lemons are a good antitoxin. I agree. About to drink my one soda for the day. Stupid diet. Can you call it a diet if you're drinking like 80 grams of sugar? That doesn't seem like a diet to me. I guess I missed the fish talk tonight. Dang, I showed up at the Facebook junk. You sure did. You sure did. If you want to talk about fish, make a comment about fish. Apparently you want to talk about Facebook because you made a comment about Facebook. You know? I guess that's what you want. Nancy B in Tennessee, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the game. I don't know. You must be new to the stream. In the second hour, as always, we just talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about. Mitchell Broom says, I never actually used AOL, but I did use their free floppy disk. Just tape over the hole. Yep. I used to collect those stupid floppy disks. Oh, man. And some of the first CDs you could actually erase and reuse the rewritable. I guess, yeah. That was the good old days of the lawless internet. Back when the internet was user controlled. Never gonna happen again. River Raid on Atari. I miss my Atari 2600. Probably one of the best consoles ever, in my opinion. And you weren't going to stream tonight, and then only for an hour. Look at you now. I told you. I said it. It's because of the members. I only use Facebook for Aquarium Society. I mean, that is the nice thing about social media, is you can definitely tailor it to what you want to see. Unlike 10 years ago when it just fed you whatever crap your psycho friends were posting. It's gotten a lot better at feeding you what you want to see, as long as you tell it what you want to see. So, I mean, you could have Facebook only show you fish stuff if you wanted to. Don Gallagher, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Oh my gosh, Fish Tank Frank. Good old Don Gallagher. All right, so to recap, I'm just kidding. I just picked up a 75-gallon today, and the kid. You picked up a 75-gallon today, and the kid. Oh, okay, I'll keep reading. Just picked up a 75-gallon today, and the kid and I decided it was time for Corydoras. What are your top tips for a new keeper? So, luckily, Corydoras are generally very easy fish to keep. I would say my top tip is probably to make sure they're getting fed. If you're putting them in with other community tanks, a lot of people make the mistake of saying, "Oh, they're gonna clean up all the uneaten food. They're bottom dwellers. They're cleaner fish." Not exactly the case. Yeah, they are bottom dwellers, obviously, but you do have to make sure you're getting food to them. So it's not like you could just sprinkle in some flake and assume they're getting fed. They love meaty food, so protein is really good for them. Live frozen food, frozen or freeze-dried tube-effects worms, really good for them. They love them. That would be my biggest tip, is just to make sure they're getting fed, getting a decent amount of food. They're actually fairly active. They have really high metabolisms generally, especially if you have like a decent amount of flow in your tank. So it's really important that they get the calories they need to not starve out. One of my local BBS has allowed me to download Neuromancer for the Amiga 500 at 1209 baud. It took almost 4 days in real time for 6 discs. Fish question: for-profit tank, just load it with guppy grass or try to actually plant various plants that may need to uproot. So are you trying to do like plants for profit or fish for profit? For-profit tank, just load it with guppy grass. I would say if you have a local source to get rid of guppy grass, I would load it with guppy grass. If this is something you're going to be shipping, guppy grass generally doesn't ship that well, so I probably wouldn't do that. But like I said, if you have a local source to sell it off to, I would just cram it full of guppy grass. But excuse me, guppy grass needs lots of nitrates to really grow fast. So you really are going to want a lot of fish poop going on in there, or a lot of fertilizer. XLP Levamisol says treat. Lights off, 25% change at 24 hours, back to normal and repeat the next week. Am I reading that right? It sounds right. I haven't used Levamisol in a while, but that sounds about right. Fish primarily and maybe shrimp. Yeah, so like my guppy grass, when I was doing my for-profit tank, I mean, I had like 1 billion guppies in there. I had 1 billion shrimp, but the key thing was the plecos. Like, I had so many bushy-nose plecos in there that were creating so much poop. The guppy grass was just going nuts. Like, I was taking 5-gallon buckets full to my local fish store like every other week. It was crazy. In addition to like all the guppies and the shrimp and the plecos. It was really by far my most profitable tank. It was nuts. And kind of sad that I don't have a local fish store, because that fueled a lot of the hobby. Like, almost every time I bought something, it was with store credit. It was crazy. First in-depth deworming. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've used Levamisol. I mean, if that's what's on the bottle, I would definitely stick to the directions on the bottle. It seems to be like I see a lot of people like use their own directions when it comes to medications, and I will always recommend sticking to the directions on the bottle. One of the big ones is like half dosing. Like, half dosing is not going to do you any good. Do the full dose. Do exactly what it says. Don Gallagher says Christmas moss is growing like crazy for me right now. That's a good one. I wish I could get Christmas moss growing. I've got it right now in one of my 20 longs with highlight and CO2, and it still doesn't grow fast. But I think I have the water too warm, to be honest. But I'm sure if I got the water down to the low 70s, it would probably do a lot better. My mystery snail eggs hatched. Now I have hundreds. Just wait till your mystery snails get to be like 1/4 inch and larger. You're going to have so much waste in that tank. Like, mystery snails, they're basically like goldfish as far as they just poop and poop and poop. So much waste. I got rid of all my mystery snails just for that reason. Caitlin says, glad I was able to catch at least most of the stream, even if I was just lurking. Have a good week, everyone. Well, thanks for catching the stream, even if you were just lurking. Good to see you as always. Just started a scud tank. I hope my rainbow fish enjoy them. They will. They will, Dan. What's my normal quarantine process like? So it really depends on where the fish are coming from. Like if my fish are coming from Dan's fish, I don't quarantine at all. And you could say that's crazy, but I don't. Like I know how well he takes care of his fish. If I'm coming from a wholesaler, they'll sit in a tank for a month by themselves. I don't proactively treat fish. So like I'll wait and if I see something wrong with them, then I'll treat them. But I don't just drop meds in them in a tank when I first get them. Although I'm probably going to start doing that with Corydoras. We'll see. I'm undecided, but we'll see. I've heard from many that they leave snails alone, but being a loach, who knows? Wait, what? Will coolie loaches eat assassin snails? I've never had coolie loaches go after snails. Maybe I'm unlucky, but at least I've never seen it. Like when I was selling coolie loaches, like I had tons of loaches or tons of snails in their tanks, and they didn't seem to care at all. And maybe I was feeding them so much that they didn't have to go after the snails. I don't know, but for me, they didn't touch snails at all. Zenginger says, I really like Taiwan moss. The titiculture I got from you, Bob, is like 3 times the size now, and it's got a neat shape to it. The flame moss is pretty cool too. I like them both better than Java or Christmas. Yeah, the Taiwan moss is pretty neat. I'm glad those are doing well for you. And, happy birthday. And they do like that. Been feeding snails to my Fahaka. That would be the only reason I get back into mystery snails, is if I had a larger puffer like that. Spotted Congos are big on the pond and small ram's horns. What? I don't know about that one. All right, so we got about 10 minutes to go. What do we got? Any last questions? Any fleeting comments? Okay, I gotta check something. I'm gonna head on over to Dan's fish here real quick. And let's see. Okay. I love those snails eat themselves into a coma. That's funny. Subswasser Tang and Spiky Moss do best for me. Some reason Java, not so much. Java does not like warm temperatures. So if you have a heater in your tank, generally Java Moss is not going to do really well. Java Moss really likes like 70, 72 degrees. As most mosses do better, like under 75 degrees. But Java Moss, in general, does not do well for me if I have it in warm water. I did have a breeding for profit tank with Java Moss, unheated. It was around 68 degrees, and it grew like crazy in that tank. Johnny at Dan's Fish says, I've uploaded some shorts of puffers and eels eating. I'm not a fan of Subswasser Tang at all. Like I hate that plant almost as much as I hate duckweed. Simply because it's one of those plants that's really hard to get rid of once it's in your tank. So just one time I had it in a scape of mine, and then I was like, I'm gonna redo this, and then I could just never. There's always like some little leaf somewhere. It always comes back. It was always frustrating. It's a cool looking plant though. It definitely is. I have higher people bugging me like crackheads to review their products. Yeah, me too. I'm not about it. Not for me. Do goldfish eat Java moss? That's the only thing I have that's not heated. Ooh, I bet they would if they wanted to. But I bet you could keep them with Java moss. I would definitely try it. Maybe if you could like rip off a little chunk of it and throw it in there, you know, and put it somewhere where they're not like, just don't throw it in front of their face. I don't know if you have like some rocks or any type of hardscape, you know, cram it in somewhere where they can't find it easily and see how well it does. See if they go after it. $200 a day? Amissa says, on shipping fish, super nervous to order from very far. LFS is really bad. What survival rate should I expect shipped? Looking for ballpark to use as a base to compare. It really depends. Super nervous about ordering from very far. So like from Florida to like Washington far, or like how far are we talking? I never really had much issues shipping priority, which is like 2 to 3 days back when I was shipping fish. I mean, you experience delays every once in a while. But you gotta remember, these fish, to get here, they sit in bags for very long periods of time, like days on end. And a lot of these importers, they'll like import fish, you know, they'll come in a bag and they just keep them in the bag and they just sit there until they sell. Which is terrible, but it happens, and they can live in those bags for a really long time. So shipping, it's really not that big of a deal. Now, the things I would watch out for, like weather, like do you have a weather storm? Is there, if anything that could possibly cause a delay, I would avoid buying online. But, you know, if the weather's looking nice and clear, no storms coming for like the next week or so, I wouldn't have an issue ordering from anywhere in the country. A lot of my fish come from Florida, and I'm in Washington, which is about as far as you can get. So, yeah, usually not an issue. I get it. It's definitely nervous, though, but honestly, you should expect to get 100% survival. Every time I order fish, I expect them all to come in alive. They don't always, but that's what I expect. So, I think Dan's fish runs like 99.7% success rate, something ridiculous like that. So there's definitely people that do it really well, and there's people that are just trying to flip fish and get them buy wholesale and get rid of them before they die. There's a lot of those sellers out there. So vet your buyer, check your weather, and you should be good. Mitchell Broom says it really depends on the species of Cory as to if it will spawn on a broadleaf plant like a snake plant. Many won't use them. Only got the video. I'm gonna use spawning mops. I'm gonna put spawning mops in all my Cory tanks and see how well that works. Mitchell says Aeneas was like what yours are, will spawn on about anything. So I'm not a fin of longfin fish in general, but I think I'm gonna get some longfin Aeneas Corydoras when it's time for me to get Aeneas Corydoras. I think I'm gonna go with the longfin variety because I think they're actually pretty neat. Most of the time though, I don't like longfin, but Amissa says, thanks, I've lost 60 to 80% of everything from the LFS, so I need options. Yikes, that's really high. Like, I would definitely expect 100% from an LFS. That's crazy. Wow. Oof. Honestly, if my LFS was giving me 60 to 80% of dead fish, I would stop buying anything there. That's insane. That's way too high. Zen Ginger says, Amy, I had graceful mud skippers for a little over a couple years, but I lost. But the last one, I lost the last one last month. Use spawning mops made from eyelash yarn for ones that will use a mop, and oak leaves for ones that use leaves. Nice. I'm gonna write that down. Never mind. I'm gonna store it in my phone. Eyelash yarn? I don't even know what that is, but got something new to look up. Let me get this saved here. Eyelash yarn. All my current mops are just made out of what is this? Oh, acrylic yarn. Eyelash yarn, huh? Interesting. All right, I got that saved. I'll buy some. Losses within 1 week of purchase. Store was good 12 years ago when I was in the hobby. That just seems really high. .7%, and the other 0.3% are scammers. Rather than a thick single string like normal yarn, eyelash is sort of like Kambamba. That's pretty neat. All right, I had no idea. Eyelash yarn. Are we going to the craft store? I do have a gigantic craft store in the city next to me. So yeah, I'll be hitting that up. Actually, I got errands to run tomorrow, so I'll stop by there tomorrow and see what I can find. And Mitchell, I gotta say, I'm so appreciative of you coming to the stream and like just giving out all kinds of knowledge. Like, that's so awesome. I don't really get like a lot of big time. I mean, that's not the word I'm looking for, but like just breeders in general on the stream. I think it's so cool that you come here and like just give us all this knowledge. I really appreciate it. They were full-grown wild caught, so I always joke about Zenzo, Tazawa tanks. I'm like, how many mud skippers has that dude killed by his mud skipper video going viral? I'm always curious, like, how many people watched that video and then went out and bought mud skippers and then just killed them? Like, oh man, I feel bad. I thought I was really messing something up until I ordered online and had 26 out of 27 fish, 3 types survive. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some really bad wholesalers out there that your store could be buying from. Just, man, I've actually been in one wholesaler particularly that it was just, I mean, they had this garbage, like big clear garbage bags just full of dead fish just sitting on the floor. It was crazy. No, I don't mean you, Zen. Obviously yours lived. I'm just talking about in general. No problem at all. And when you see eyelash yarn, you'll instantly think it looks like just like plant roots. It's pretty perfect for quarries. That's pretty awesome. I wonder, can I just buy it on Amazon? I hate buying stuff on Amazon, but to be honest, I feel like craft stores smell weird. I don't know. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but every time I go into a craft store, I'm just like, it smells like old doilies or something. I don't even know. I'm trying to buy less and less stuff. Oh yeah, look at this. These are much better pictures than on my phone. $8. The question is, should I get green? Ooh, this is like a perfect color, olive green. Yeah, let's check this one out. Let's see. This is, I don't know. I think this might be a pretty neat color. Here we go. Lot of 8 skeins. 8 something ice yarns. Or there is green. I could just get green. Oh, green's $6, $7. Huh. Oh, there. Oh, yeah. It does look like Kambamba. You're totally right. Look at that. Wait, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? No. Why aren't you guys seeing what I'm seeing? That's weird. Here. Go here. Get on the green one, and then look here. Look at that. That is Kambamba. That's totally Kambamba. Kambamba. I'll have to give it a go. All right. Well, folks, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun, real. But it is time to go. You don't want ice yarn to have to order that from overseas, and shipping is high. Yeah, la 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 Kambamba. every time I think of Kambamba, I just think La Bamba. Richie, no, Richie. Is the cinnamon pine cones? It's the cinnamon pine cones and glue. Oh, the smell. Cinnamon pine cones and smell. It's just, I'm glad I'm not the only one. John, I agree. I didn't want to say it, John, but I agree. It smells like old ladies. Like, it does. It's the truth. Anyways, I just lost all my old lady subscribers, I guess. But you know what? It smells like a craft store. What can I say? All right, everyone. I hope you had fun. I hope you have a great week. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. I certainly appreciate it. I had fun. And, whoa. Apparently it's time to go. Dogs say it's time to go, so it's time to go. I will see you all next Monday.